Hi, I'm Phil from Woodsmith, and I'm hanging out in Logan's shop today because frankly mine is too cold. It's winter here in Iowa and my unheated garage shop is not suited for what I'm about to do today. And what that is to do a little TLC on my Dewalt 735 planer. Now, I'll fight you for it, but I actually think that this is the best of the small, we'll call it portable planers, though at 92 pounds, it's really not that portable. What I like about it is that I had seen a planer just like this in use in the shop at Woodsmith for over 10 years as our everyday planer. It saw some stuff and lasted a good long time. We upgraded to a much larger planer, but for my home shop, this one is the one that really works really well. However, there are a couple of downsides. One is that it uses 3 high-speed steel knives on it. They do a good job, but they do wear out relatively quickly. 2, this thing is loud when it's cutting. You can see what exactly the decibel meter is reading while I'm planing some oak. So what I want to do is upgrade the Cutterhead. Shortly after I purchased this particular machine, they started offering them in spiral Cutterheads with the carbide replaceable insert knives on them. Just kind of missed that. However, quite a few companies now offer replacement Cutterheads that you can pop the old one out, slide a new one in, and really boost the performance of this particular planer. So that's what I'm going to do. The one that I'm using is from Find Buy Tool. And one of the things that I like about it is that it's a true spiral Cutterhead. So I'm going to get a really nice smooth surface from it. They have a good set of instructions that come with it so that I know exactly what I'm doing. Another benefit that I'm hoping to get out of this is to reduce the sound of the planing. And with the spiral Cutterhead and the carbide knives, these are just going to last and last and last, especially in a home shop situation where it's not like you're using this thing every day necessarily. So I'm going to run through the process here. The first thing to do, make sure that your machine is unplugged. We don't want to have any accidents here. The next thing I'm going to do is some disassembly. That starts up here on the top. I need to remove the upper cover, and then there's a Cutterhead cover on the inside. There's some screws and knobs that will let you get access to that. We're also going to remove one of the safety pieces on there in order to be able to slide the Cutterhead out. The other thing I'm going to do is remove the knives that are in the Cutterhead. Again, as I'm sliding this thing around, I really don't want to cut my hand open as I'm working. Now that I've defanged the Cutterhead here, what I want to do is provide some access on either side of the machine. So the first step that we need to do is pull off this housing on what I'm calling the left side of the machine. There are a handful of screws here that pull that off. From there, what I want to do is remove a couple of snap rings on some sprockets, pull the sprockets and that chain off. That's going to expose the gearbox on that side. So we're going to remove some screws in order to be able to get that gearbox off. What you'll end up seeing then is a helical gear on the inside. There's a hex nut on that helical gear to help remove that. And then one final snap ring to pull out gives us the opening that we need for this side of the Cutterhead. All right, over here on the right-hand side of the machine, we're going to do something very similar. This handle needs to come off first before we can get at the cover. Then the cover comes off. You'll notice there's another chain and set of sprockets here. Those will need to come off as well. Then we can get at the main drive belt. You'll want to remove that from the pulley. And then on the pulley is a hex nut. Loosen that hex nut, pull that off. Make sure you keep everything in the same order because once that new Cutterhead goes into place, we're going to have to kind of do all of this in reverse order. You know, there's one other thing that I found here going along is that while I try and run dust collection and keep the planer clean while I'm using it, there are a lot of nooks and crannies on the inside of a machine like this. So as we're going along, it's a good idea to maybe wipe stuff down, get it nice and clean so that when everything gets put back together, we have a really smooth functioning, smooth operating machine. You know, as they say, disassembly is half the fun. So what we have now is a totally non-functional planer here, but I have the old cutter head out, ready to install the new cutter head. It's going to be a little bit of the same that we've just done, just backwards. So I'm going to slide this in until the bearings seat in their bearing blocks, and then we'll start reassembling everything. I'll still work on the right side here, getting the drive pulley and the belt installed, and then putting those sprockets back on, put the cover back in place, and the handle. Over here on the left side of the machine, what we want to do is slide that gearbox over the top of that helical gear. That's on the opposite end of the cutter head. Keep things nice and aligned in there. Don't forget to install that stud on the inside here where that arm comes over. Then we'll put the two sprockets back in place on there. And again, don't forget the tensioner or the idler on there. So you want to have that in place. Put the snap rings on, and then the cover goes on last of all. Before we do any more reassembly though, now is your opportunity to fit all of the little insert knives in place. There's a lot of them, so there are a few things to keep in mind. Number one, orient all of your knives the same way. There's little numbers on them so you'll be able to see where they are. What this does is makes it easy that when you want to go and change it, you can just all rotate them to the exact same number. Second thing to be aware of is that on the seat where each one of those insert knives goes, make sure that it's clean. There's no debris or sawdust or anything that's going to impact being able to get a nice tight fit on there. I'm going to use a cordless drill to put those in quickly, but then I'm going to come back with a screwdriver and lock them all down to the same torque setting. That way you know that they're all going to be fastened securely. There you have it. It really didn't take a lot of time to switch out the cutter heads. I think the most time was actually putting in all of those insert knives. Running it through the planer, I got about 15 decibels in savings for a lower sound. You'll also notice that the pitch of that sound is different too, a little less shrieky. So all in all, I'm really happy, but sound really isn't why I'm using a thickness planer. It's that I get nice, really smooth results here and no tear out, no matter where the grain changes, even around some of these knots here. So if you're looking to upgrade your planer and you have that option, switching out the cutter head might be something that can breathe some new life into a beloved tool. See you next time.